Appreciate it. So continuation of payments. Continuation of payments. So the first topic which I completed today, it start with some kind of like, reconciliation and then holds and then withholding taxes, etc. Before that, multi-period accounting. Later, I just started explaining a payment. Invoice must be validated, bank, branch, bank account. And then disbursement format, payable document, mandatory for check, other payment method it's not required. And then payment process profile. Functional currency, pay in full, direct payment, discount payment, manually how to record, all are ready. Manual, quick also I have explained. Foreign currency, other than our ledger currency, so daily rates, enable the relevant checkboxes. Cross currency, specify ledger option also mandatory. Foreign cross currency. Now I'm going to start with a very interesting topic that is called bills payable. Very less companies are using in real time, but corporates are, especially Oracle and all, they are using letter of credit. Especially for AR side, but I do not know in AP side. All right. So the prerequisite for bills payable, it is nothing but future dated payment. Let me share my screen. Future dated payment. Number one, the prerequisite, which is the payment method that invoices got created. That is the payment method only. The payment is allowed. This is how in EBS, in Fusion, check also you can allowed for making a payment of bill payable. That is our Fusion. Second, we should have like, we have to create like, payable document. We have to create payable document. First of all, what is the purpose we are using this? So normally what will happen, right? When a new buyers are there for supplier point of view, they, even though the payment terms is 30 days or 45 days, they will ask for like, letter of credit or a future dated or like a post-dated check on the day of the purchase itself. Whereas the maturity date will be deferred. So normally what is the accounting entry? Purchase to liability, liability to negotiable. That is called like a cash or cash clearing. For bills payable, so the entry will be like, liability to like, bills payable or future dated payment. On maturity, at the time of issue, liability to, you can say like, future dated payment. On maturity, future dated to cash or cash clearing. So this feature is very amazing. So far, I just explained only the negotiable as a status in the payment window. Now I'm going to explain issue also. So what are all the prerequisite for enjoying this particular topic? First, we have to create our payment method. I will create, it is for everyone. What is the important checkbox to be enabled? I will show you. Important checkbox to be enabled, I will show you. So manage payment method. Manage payment method. Manage payment method. So let me click on create. So under bill payable, it should be enabled. So validation and all, I don't want to give anything. Let me save and close. Let me save and close. Whether it is allowed for what are all the module. automatically. Payable, enable for payable. Second, we can use the same payable document, no problem. And we can give an account code under common option. It can be override under supplier side. So we will create an invoice on 1st January 25. We will make a payment on 1st January. Maturity date, I want to change it to today's date. Then only I can explain the topic. So on issue, what will be the accounting entry or what will be the status? On maturity, we have to run one program called update matured bill payable status. This program, what are all the till the date, what are all the issued status, it will change it from issued to negotiable. Then the accounting entry will come. Future dated payment or bills payable will be knocked off. Cash or cash clearing will come into the picture. So these are all we already completed. So straight away, I will go and create an invoice. So very less people are using in real time, but still I want to teach you this topic. That's right. Task panel and then create invoice. Task panel, create invoice. Supplier, Dell. And then BP01, 13,500. Date, 1st Jan 2025. Expand the line and then 13,500. Any distribution set, no problem. Action, manage installment. We set as a check as a default. That I want to change it to manually to bill payable, which I created just now. Now, let me validate this. Let me validate. Let me do accounting. Then only I can explain in the payment workbench related to accounting entry. So bill payable, it is ready for payment. At the moment, what is the entry? Rent expenditure account debtor to liability. Now I'm going to make a payment. So payments workbench. Task panel, create payment. Select supplier from the list of value. Making a payment on 1st January. Bank, select from the list of value. Method, change it from check to where this is coming from. Like, the moment you select your supplier, what is the default payment method we specified, that it will come. We can change it manually. Profile, we can use the existing. Similarly, payment method also we can use manually. Now I can go to advanced tab. Maturity date, it's mandatory for bills payable. It is 23rd Jan 25. 23rd Jan 25. Now I'm going to select invoice. Even though I created a BP, but remaining other invoices also available. It's a new feature in our Fusion, which is not there in our EBS. So even it is a check payment, it is allowed for bills payable. Clear? So bills payable. So manually, if you want to give a discount, yes, it is possible, but it's not advisable. Himanshi, understood, ma?
Yes.
So now let me click on save and close. So task panel and then manage payments. On 1st January, I can search. It is issued is the status. What is our accounting entry? Liability account debit 2580 bill payable will be credit. 2580 bill payable or future dated payment will be credit. Now, no need to change it manually. On 23rd or on maturity, we have to run one program, or we can schedule the program. The program name, it is called update matured bills status, payable status. Scheduled process. Schedule new process. Update matured bills payable status. This will change the status for this particular business unit. So if you select the date today, it is not today till 23rd Jan. That's the meaning. Raja, they have not given from and to date. So if I say 23rd, even 22nd, if you have not run the program, that is also will be picked by this particular program. If you leave it as blank, in this particular business unit, what all the issued are there, irrespective of n number of bank, all the status will be changed to negotiable. Otherwise, specifically you can select for a supplier or supplier site, even a particular bank account combination. This program will change the status from issued to negotiable. Also, that accounting entry will be triggered, like, future dated payment will be debited, and then cash or cash clearing will be credited. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
So let me go to 1st Jan. You can see that the status has been changed to negotiable. When this status will be changed to cleared? Himanshi madam.
When payment is accounted.
After
When it is reconciled.
After bank reconciliation statement. Raja, that is the first topic which I explained during our payment. That is very powerful. When this becomes S, this becomes cleared. Got it, Raja? Fantastic. See, we are all consultant, ma, Himanshi. When the screenshots are coming, we should know in and out here. Then only we can solve the ticket easily. Clear?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much. So now what is the accounting entry? What is our accounting entry? So again, future dated to cash. This is the entry on 23rd. 1st Jan, entry will be liability to future dated. On 23rd, future dated to cash. What is the net effect? Liability to cash. Clear? Super. Next topic, third party payment. Make a note of it. Actually, in my experience, I used in AR, reciprocal. I used in AR, but I didn't use in AP. But still the feature is available. First of all, what is third party? What is third party? Assuming we have Dell as a supplier. HP also our supplier. Bhaskaran is going to purchase. We are the buyer. Through our procurement agent, we are going to buy a material from these suppliers. But they are unable to pick the call. We want some computers, new recruitment, etc. We will call that agent or a dealer. He said, sir, don't worry, sir, to tell me how many Dell or HP computers you are looking for. Assuming like a 14,500 worth of material I purchase from this particular agent supplier. So agent supplier point of view, purchase account debtor to supplier liability. Raja, clear? Clear everyone? Fine. Now the agent is called me saying that, hey, Bhaskaran, instead of paying this 14,500, take my liability, make a payment to Dell this time. Next time I will tell you to whom you supposed to pay. So that is called third party payment. Clear? I'll repeat. Liability of agent, check or a payment will go to. So supplier, payee. That is called third party. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So even when we are withdrawing cash for our aged people, on the bearer of your pay-in slip, somebody can collect the cash, right? That is called third party. Nilmar, thank you very much. Sai, thank you. All right. So now, how to do this topic? I'm going to show you. Raja, listen, there is some limitations here. So, Dell here, I add agent as a third party. So, Dell invoice can be paid to either a Dell or a agent. Agent's invoice can't be paid to Dell at all. Condition, again, under agent, Dell has to be created as a third party. That's clear? It is not like a either way, single way in AP module. Single way in AP module. Either way in our AR module. Reciprocal in AR. Single association in our AP module. So now I'm going to use agent as the supplier, Dell and HP as a third party I will do. So what are all the prerequisite where you can override invoice level or at the time of payment level, one by one I'm going to explain. What is the first topic or step? I'm going to create these two check boxes. I will show you first. Create our agent supplier. Otherwise, I can use HP, but more than one supplier I want to associate it as a third party. What is the advantage I want to explain? And then agent supplier. Associate, like, either Dell you can associate agent or agent you can associate Dell or HP. Create an invoice, make a payment, and how to verify. I'm going to show you. So navigate to our application. Setup and maintenance. Raja, the speed of my lecture, it is okay, or you want to reduce or you want to increase? Participant.
Okay for me.
It's fine, right, Himanshi?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's fine.
fine.
That's okay. Thanks. Right. So manage invoice options. Manage invoice options. So this is the checkbox. What is the usage? I will show you during our invoice window. Manage installments window, I can show you. What is supplier override checkbox? Second, manage payment option. What is the purpose of enable this checkbox? That is also I'm going to show you during the payment. Now I'm going to create a supplier name. It's called agent supplier. Agent supplier. Create supplier. Bhaskaran agent supplier. Corporation. United and then states. United and then states. You can give a classification as our A00 or regular supplier. And then save. Go to address. Click on here and then I can select here. So Bhaskaran agent address. United States. $10,001. Save and close. site. Create a site. Without an address, we can't create a site. 5 qualifier, I just enable 3 and then save. First, let me complete my invoicing tab. My pay group like this. Currency priority, if you want, you can change accordingly. Payments set as a default related to check payment. Assignments associate our business unit. More than one possible data role mandatory. Advertisement I can attach and then save. So this is our regular, this is the way we will create our supplier. Now navigate to my invoicing. Third party payment relationship. I'm going to select. You can say add. You can select Del tab. Then their site tab. And then 1124. Add. HP tab. HP site. 1124. Even you can put today's date. Del I set as a default. Del I set as a default. So question here. Agent invoices can be paid to either agent by default like a third party to supplier Dell. If you want, you can change it to HP either in invoice window or in the payment window. For that invoice option and payment option, this override checkbox to be enabled. Save and close. Save and close. Let me create an invoice for agent supplier. Can I create an invoice for Dell? Can I make a payment to agent? Possible?
No.
Can I create an invoice Dell? Can I make a payment to HP? Possible? At the moment, both are not possible. If you want, again, you have to associate third party under invoicing tab with respect to business unit assignment. Clear? Super. Site assignment. So Bhaskaran agent. Bhaskaran agent. And then, so third party payment 14,500. 14,500. 14,500. Save first. Validate second. And then manage installments. It is Dell supplier. Because of that override third party supplier, so you can change it from Dell to HP possible. If that is not enabled, by default Dell only will come. Otherwise, you have to change the primary checkboxes under supplier invoicing tab. Clear? So you can override during your invoice window or at the time of payment also possible. So what will be the accounting entry? No problem for agent. What is the liability account? Like a purchase account data to liability, it will come automatically. Now I'm going to make a payment. Now I'm going to pay for this particular invoice. Task panel and then create payment. Select my supplier Dell. Then there won't be no pay detail here. There is no payee detail here. Instead of, if I select agent supplier, so now you will be getting two options. Either I can make a payment to agent or I can detach this. Then I can ignore for agent alone. I can make a payment to agent or either a agent or a Dell or a HP possible. This is because of override. Clear, clear, clear under payment option. So what is the purpose? Supplier and payee. Payment will goes to this. liability or bill number will be knocked off for this particular supplier. That is called third party. Any questions? Any questions? Pratyusha? Sudishna?
And so far.
No from side.
Subaraja. But API I didn't use because we have a commanding position. Anana, I'll give it to you, you give it to them. That's it. But AR, we want paisa, whether given by brother, elder brother or younger brother, we want paisa. That's it. Clear? And that's it. So selection of our invoices. So what will be the accounting entry? Cash account will be credited. This agent's liability will be debited. This is called third party payment as well as override possible either in invoice level or in the payment level. Any questions? The next topic I'm going to explain, that is called refund. Next topic I'm going to explain refund. When we are selection of invoices in the payment workbench, the net amount it is positive either manual or quick. Either manual or quick. When the net amount is negative, then it is called refund. Then it is called refund. Is it clear? Net amount. What is the meaning of net amount, Bhaskaran? See, one regular invoice 10,000. My credit memo 1,000. Net amount 9,000. It is called quick or manual. My invoice amount 10,000. My credit memo minus 11,000. So net minus 1,000. Then it is called refund. Refund means we are going to receive the funds or paisa payment from supplier. Negative sign in payment workbench. Straight away you can select the credit memo or net amount, you can get a negative amount, refund is allowed. So that is called refund. So I'm booking some booking.com or like a IRCTC train ticket. Travel expenditure account data to liability, liability to cash. Cancellation of ticket. So how the entry will be reversed? So we are getting a funds from our Amazon or like IRCTC. So cash will be debited and then your travel will be credited, but cancellation fee, it will be hidden. So you can create a cancellation fee separate and then credit memo separate, net minus you can do your refund. That is also possible. So let me explain this topic. So straight away I can go and create a credit memo with the negative sign. Credit memo with the negative sign. Del minus 1,000. Expand the line and then minus 1,000. Discount or whatever it is we can give. Save action validate. I wrongly selected as a standard. It should be credit memo. So now I can validate. I can do my accounting. Normally expenses to liability. Now expenses minus, that means debit becomes credit. So liability account debtor to expenditure. Liability account debtor to expenditure. Now let me make a payment. Make a payment. So payment. Bhaskaran Del. Instead of quick, I'm going to select refund. The moment you can see that. So the payment process profile and all, it is removed from here. We are not going to print. We are collecting an instrument from our supplier. Select my bank. number 1, 2, 3, 4, check number manually I typed it. And then once you tabbed, then only invoice, select and add icon will enable. So now listen carefully. Now listen carefully. This is our spreadsheet invoice. This is our credit memo. Where is my credit memo? This is my credit memo. System will shout. Why? A Bhaskaran refund is negative. But you are giving a positive 10,100. Not allowed. So you can remove this and then, or you can edit the amount with some negative. So 0 or an over and above or like a positive regular payment. Lesser than 0 or less than 0, then it is called refund. Raja, clear? So this is how refund topic has been concluded. Any questions? Nilmar, any questions, ma? No, thank you. Himanshi?
No.
Yeah, right. Next topic, I'm going to explain, like, prepayment. Prepayment. In EBS, there is a two type of prepayment. One is temporary, another one is permanent. One is temporary, another one is permanent. In Fusion, Oracle, they have given allow, apply against application. Allow, apply against invoice. So the checkbox is enable, it is called temporary. If not enable, then it is called permanent. For example, I purchased some water dispenser from Voltas 2 years back. The time that Voltas asked for some $10,000 as a deposit. Example. Now, last week I received a quotation from Kinley. Sir, no deposit is required, sir. So what are all the dispenser, number of dispenser, what are all you need, tell me. Free of cost I will give you. Maintenance free. Only one condition, that water tank you have to purchase from us. So suddenly my management says, okay. So we will close Voltas, we will bring Kinley. So now the Voltas guy came and he is supposed to refund 10,000. But unfortunately, what happened? Some of the dispenser, it's not working. So he reduced something and then he has given. Initially, I set it as a permanent. Now to $250 they reduced and paid. So that $250 we have to reduce from that particular advance. So in that circumstances, there is a checkbox call. There is a checkbox call in the invoice option, that is paid invoice. Allow override to the paid invoices checkboxes got enabled. We can very well edit our permanent to temporary possible. Permanent to temporary possible. So how to do this prepayment topic? First step, common option. First step, common option. Manage common option. Related to prepayment account, it will defaulted to the next lower level called site level or line level of your invoice. 1340 for our class. Second, navigate to our invoice options. So this is the checkbox, allow adjustment to paid invoice. If I enable, what is the advantage? I will show you. So prepayment, either it's a regular payment or a refund, we need a document. Even advance payment also, we need a document or a voucher. So that is why we have to create a prepayment voucher. Then only we can make an advance payment to our supplier. So what is the entry? Prepaid account debtor to liability, liability to cash. net effect, prepayment to cash. So, for example, I will show you the accounting entry. So, accounting entry for advance, prepayment account debtor to liability, liability to cash. I have a regular supplier call, like a regular invoice, 25,000 purchase account debtor to liability. Apply the prepayment to our invoice. Then what will happen? Instead of liability to cash, liability to prepayment will coming to the picture. So the net effect, what will happen? So 5,000 still advance is spending, purchase will be debited, cash will be credited. So this is our net entry. Why? Because this liability already knocked off. And then this liability, it's already knocked off. So this 10,000, we are just applying to this particular prepayment. So 5,000 will be available. 5, 25, and then credit 30,000. So likewise, the net effect will coming to the picture. Net effect coming to the picture. So the temporary or permanent. So prepayment application check boxes. Everybody listen. Prepayment application check boxes. Prepayment application check boxes. So prepayment application check boxes. If this is enabled, then it is temporary. If it is disabled, it is permanent. You can't change, it is grade off, then allow adjustment to paid invoice, not enable. If you enable, it is blue color or editable. If you are not enable, it is gray color, not editable. Temporary means temporary, permanent means permanent. So anyway, we enable. How to do our prepayment first? How to do our prepayment first? Create invoice. Create invoice. Just small topics, many topics I'm covering. Time permits, you will do it. Any problem, put a screenshot, either a WhatsApp or through the mail, you can send it to me. Even don't waste the time, any error comes, complete other topic, even we can discuss tomorrow. Select my supplier from the list. Instead of standard, I can select prepayment. So my number PP001, that is 30,000. Expand the line, and then you can say this account code, it has come from like a common option to our supplier side. Via supplier side, it comes here. Either you can accept or overridden. So what all the statuses are there related to this particular prepayment voucher type? Initially, no status. After saved, it is never validated. Not validated for others, never validated for prepayment. After validated, unpaid. After a paid, it is available if it is temporary. Otherwise, permanent means permanent. After fully applied will come. Advance amount 30,000, 29,999 also if you apply, still $1 is available. Available only, there is a status. There is no partial available. There is no partially paid and applied and all. Either available or fully applied. This is the status given by Oracle. So now let me save first. Never validated. Not validated for standard and other invoices. After validate, it becomes unpaid. After paid, then it becomes available. And then submit. It is available. So what is our accounting entry? 1340 will be debited. 2210 will be credited in this window. 2210 will be debited. 1110 will be credited in the payment window. Now I'm going to create a fresh invoice to apply. Listen carefully. For this particular supplier, we enable like what all the prepayments are there. We need some notification. There is a checkbox under invoice option. Bell icon. So now I'm selecting Dell. While you are typing, it won't come. So standard invoice 25,000 I'm going to enter. Expand the line 25,000. Save. The icon will come. It will show you a Bhaskaran, careful for this particular supplier. One more prepayments are available for 30,000. One more prepayments are available 30,000. So now let me validate. Let me do create accounting. So purchase account debtor to liability. Purchase account debtor to liability. Now place the cursor in invoice. Invoice action. Apply prepayment. Wrongly applied. Same navigation for your unapply also. So already 30,000 are there. System taken automatically 25. Manually you can reduce the amount also possible. You can just click on apply. It will come down. Still 5,000 is available. Still 5,000 is available. And then click on done. Let me revalidate this. What will be the accounting entry? So liability will be debited. Liability will be debited. And then prepayment will be credited. Manage invoices. Let me go. Search for my invoices. In that, let me take the cursor, place the cursor in STD. STD, straight away hyperlink. It will show you there is no unpaid amount. How? During the, click on the payments tab region. It will show you payment, there is no. Whereas we applied through prepayment, still 5,000 is available. We applied through prepayment. That you can easily check it out. This is how prepayment topic has been concluded. Is there any questions? Is there any questions? Pavani, Vidhi, Eliza?
No.
None in my end.
Okay, pa. Now I'm going to explain. This is not useful in real time, but still we have a feature in Oracle. So this is manufacturing company. They are using in real time, especially in India. So what will happen when our signing authority persons are traveling or some company, they are signing the checks, especially it is useful for check payment. 1 to 15, all due invoice for the supplier payment will be signed by our authorized signatory. We don't want to dispatch. Based on the funds availability, we will keep on release. We will put it in clip. If we want that clip also to be accounted, that is called stop payment. Raja, don't feel that we are giving an instruction to the banker for stopping the payment. That is voided. This is temporarily holding the instrument. Then it is called stop payment. You can call it as stop initiated. We can say instead of stop payment, stop initiated. Stop initiated. This is nothing but temporary stop. It is useful for quick method check payment. I told you. This is not the cancellation of payment. This is not like, no more new instrument. No more new instrument. no more changes of accounting entry. It is some temporarily hold. We will run one program called stop payment report. It will give you what all it is stop initiated. It is not allowed even for BRS because instrument with us, how it will presented by supplier. So that scenario you can use, otherwise optional. Let me take any one of the payment which I already completed. Let me go. Payments. Task panel and then manage payment. Search for the payment. Select our first payment. It is negotiable. Action. You can say initiate stop. Reason, no funds or XYZ. It is stop initiated. No accounting impact, no cancellation, no due will be increased or decreased with respect to that particular supplier invoice, etc. Once the funds has come, straight away we can come back here and cancel the stop. We can put cancel the stop. We can put cancel the stop. Stop initiated. Now cancel the stop. It becomes negotiable. So we are just, even though if it is let it be negotiable, Bhaskaran, I don't want to change it again like a initiation of stop and then coming back to our negotiable or cancel the stop. If you don't want, you can leave it. But the feature is available in Oracle because almost all I want to tell you. So that is why. So I'm just telling you this. Clear? Fine. So the next topic, almost all the companies are using. That is called reissue. That is called reissue. This is also useful for check payment. Check payment. Himanshi, what happened, ma?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Right. So reissue purpose, I will tell you. So business scenario. So for example, I dispatched the check, which is not received by supplier. Then we have to instruct to the banker, stop payment. Or spoiled check in transit. Or you can say while we are taking a printout, pouring of ink or XYZ. That instrument we can't use. Or in India, there is a stale check for 90 days. I've given a check to Himanshi. She is not at all deposited for 90 days. Because of Mahashankranti, she will keep on cleaning so many other places. She found the check. Now she wants to deposit. Unfortunately, it's not allowed. So she will come and check. Bhaskaranji, give me one more check or validate the date. So closing the existing instrument, creating a new instrument without changing the amount, that is called reissue. Clear? Clear, everyone? Void or cancel the existing payment, creating a new payment with the different or valuable date. So no changes of amount, but the old payment becomes voided. New payment becomes negotiable. Old payment 3 months back, new payment now. So what will be the entry? So the entry will be created not on the closed period, in the current open period. Those two entry will created automatically. Clear? Some company they are asking affidavit also if you are not giving proper one. Clear? Right. So how to do this topic? So let me take an example of this topic. So my instrument number, you can say instrument number 1006. It is bills payable. Okay. Let me take 1,002. Discount also there. Okay, this one I will take 14,000. So 1,000 it is there. So which invoice I selected? That particular invoice. Now I can select our reissue. So the next number 1,008 will picked by the system automatically, and it will voided 1,000. It will voided 1,000. 1,008 will be created with the negotiable. 1,008 created with the negotiable. Negotiable. What happened? 1,008 is, oh, which one I select? I wrongly selected the 1,007. Okay, fine. No problem. The 1,007 becomes voided. Now 1,008 is ready for with the same amount with different instrument number. So this will be voided. New instrument will be created by system. Then it is called reissue. Reissue. We can't change the amount. We can't change the amount. So instrument only we are going to change for validating date, etc. So this is called reissue. It is equivalent to void. It is equivalent to void. So for example, I taken a printout. See, these are all reissue, stop initiated. These are all very useful for check. Electronic and all once gone, gone. Second, there is a type of manually you can cancel the invoices, not like a reissue. Straight away go and find out a particular payment and you can very well cancel it. During a cancellation of that particular payment, what will be the treatment for those invoices? What will be the treatment for those invoices? So that becomes you are going to specify. So don't put any status or modification or any kind of XYZ to a particular invoice. That is called none option. None means later it can be paid. See, now I got a message from my factory saying that, hey, Bhaskaran, some disputes are there. So please cancel the payment. What happened to that invoice? Let it be as it is. So tomorrow there is a payment cycle. That invoice again can be included. Number 2, not only like a cancellation of payment, put on hold to an invoice until otherwise the hold it's not released. That invoice not eligible for making a payment. These two I used in real time, especially for manual invoices and all, manual payment and all. Invoice action cancel. It is nothing but not only we are cancelling the payment, we are cancelling invoices also, enforcing from payment workbench. That is called void with invoice action. Void with the invoice action. So let me take the same payment check number 1,000 with the help of what is void with the 3 different actions I can show you. 3 different actions I can show you. So the difference between reissue and void. Reissue, it will create a next payment by the system automatically. Void, so it will cancel, but the treatment of invoice either a none or a hold or a cancel. So same invoice along with another invoice together you can make a payment, or you can even cancel our invoices possible. In the reissue, it will close the existing or void the existing payment, create a new payment with a different instrument number. So now I place the cursor in 1,000 and then action and then void. So what is the treatment? None, hold, cancel. None, hold, cancel. Let me select hold for our class. That hold also I created in the morning. Let me select. So the 1,000 becomes voided. Can I make a payment of that particular invoice? Definitely not possible, because we placed a hold until otherwise the invoice, holds not released, we cannot make a payment. You can see that. So none other invoices also ready for needs revalidation. When it is allowed for making a payment, so we have to release the holds. We have to release the hold. We have to release the hold. Once it's released, it is ready for payment. Out of 30,000 prepayment, now if you place the cursor, 5,000 still available, or what we reversed, I reverse some kind of a prepayment, right? Once it is applied, it will come. So likewise, you can say, you can go for your void also very well possible. Void also very well possible. Next topic I'm going to explain, that is called payment process request. Payment process request. It's equivalent to auto selection of invoice and making a payment automatically with 2 stops or without stops. First of all, what is payment process request? Let me explain. So this can be done with or without a template. We can create a template with the help of template, assign the template and run a process. So template, it's not mandatory for running your payment process request. Template is mandatory for, it is cash requirement, payable cash requirement report. In my previous company, Monday, you can say vendor payment. Tuesday, card payment. Wednesday, authority payment. Thursday, employee payment. Friday, what are all misted out, that can be done. Likewise, you can create like a foreign currency payment or like a late interest payment. Likewise, so many template if you create, assign the template and make a payment, it will be much faster for completing this particular process. Almost many companies, even in one of the manufacturing company, I conducted the training 2 years back. So they are using like a payment template for like a consumable payment, raw material payment. Likewise, billable employee, non-billable employee payment. Likewise, any number of template can be creatable. First of all, how it is called automatic payment. So for a template or actual, there is a 4 parameter you can automatically select. So far, your trainer, whether it is a check or electronic, he selected a supplier manually. He select and add that invoice, due invoice or a discount invoice manually. Now the system is going to pick automatically either a payee or supplier, or like a supplier type or pay group. For our class, it is like a Bhaskaran A00 supplier. It is A00 domestic. Which supplier and all you associated, that supplier it will pick automatically. Condition, there is a due or discounts are there for that respective when we are going to run this program or request. So initially it will be new. After selection of this parameter, system will select the invoice automatically. There is no stops. It will do bill payment. If there is no stops, system will complete up to formatting. What is the meaning of stop? So Oracle, they have given 2 stops for after auto selection, pending review invoices. So we can manually edit the payment amount, remove the invoices, or tomorrow it's an holiday, those invoices to be added manually. So likewise, manual interference if you want to do, you can select the stop, first stop, almost whether it is a check or electronic, all the companies are using. We don't want to take it as a granted, fully automatic. Second stop, it is nothing but useful for electronic. For example, so my supplier is given SBI and HSBC to Bhaskaran. Priority, primary is HSBC. But this week, he called me, or a supplier called me saying that, can you make a payment to SBI? So, override of supplier bank from X to Y possible. So, second stop, useful for electronic or wire. But first stop, any payment, it is useful. Manually, you can, even what all the selection has been done by the system, we can review. So, with or without a template, with or without a stops, you can make a payment possible. That is called payment process request. That is called payment process request. So, first topic, I'm going to explain how to, I will explain two topics for our class. Check payment with the template without stops. This is the first topic. Check payment with the template without stop. First, I will create a template, run a payable cash requirement report, and then with the help of template, I will submit the request. We will verify how the payment can be done. This is the first topic before a break. After the break, I'm going to explain electronic payment, single electronic payment, and payment process request with the stops. How to do that? Raja, in real time, both the payment template allowed, both the payment method with or without stops are allowed. So let me go and explain how to create our template first. Please make a note of it. Very, very powerful. If you know in AP module payment process request, you are comfortable with the AP. You are comfortable with the AP. You are comfortable with the AP. Let me go to my payments, payable and payments. Task panel, and then manage payment process request template. If the plus button is not there, more tab you can click and then select your create. Bhaskaran check template. It's not mandatory for running a PPR, payment process request. It is useful for cash requirement report. Type is optional. Some loan and all, if you want, you can choose. Otherwise, optional. Copy this and paste it in the description. Pay through days. What is pay through days? So if I set it as 0, due or a discount related to today, it will pick. If I say 1, tomorrow will consider as a due today. If I say 2, day after tomorrow also will be considered as a due. That is called pay through days. Ranking. It is very, very useful. I told you, right? 1 is the highest, 99 is the lowest. So I have a Dell supplier, A supplier, B supplier, C supplier, D supplier. So it is 25,000 each. Ranking 20, 25, 26, and then 49. Likewise, some different ranking for the supplier. Now, our Abhijan is my manager. Hey, Bhaskaran, we have only 75,000 or 65,000 or 80,000 is my funds. 80,000 is my funds. Randomly, we can remove some supplier. So, up to 25 or 26, you can pay. Remaining, we can pay tomorrow. So, likewise, the ranking will allow us to prioritize with respect to our payment instead of manually removing 49. So, likewise, 1 is the highest, then you can change it to 49 or 25 or 26, etc. Normally, in real time, authority and all less than 10. Raw material and all less than 20 or less than 5 for our authority, less than 10 for our raw material. Likewise, billable employee. Billable employee, if that reimbursement of expenses is not paid, they will jump it into another company. Likewise, so we can use the priority in real time. What is payday basis? What is due date. Payday basis. What is due date? I'm going to explain. See, in this case, invoice number 101, 102, 103. 11th July is the discount date. 15th July is the due date. These two invoices, there is no discount, only due date. Now I'm running on like a 12th July. 12th July, I'm running like, a payment process request. If I select like a pay date means pay as per supplier side. That's the meaning. Pay as per respective supplier, whether we are used discount or not, that it will pick. In that scenario, how many invoice system will pick on 12th July? Anyone? How many invoice system will pick if I select pay date? 12th July. 12th July. Hello. This will consider 11th, 10th, 12th, 3 is the right answer. If it is pay date, if it is due date, how many invoice it will pick? Due date, how many invoice system will pick? Sai, tell me, Raja.
1.
2 invoices, Raja. 10 also it is
12.
due, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So even it's not paid 10th, but 11th or 12th we have to pay. Correct? No. So pay date means it will consider based on the discount. Due date means I don't have a funds. If it is due, you can consider. Otherwise, you can ignore. That's clear. That is called pay date or a due date. And then some of the early payment, if you want to say discounted only you want to pay, likewise you can choose. You can use the parameter single supplier type along with our payment method. So now if I leave it as like this, all pay group on this ranking related to check payment method will be considered. If you select here only Dell supplier related to check payment, it will consider. If I select supplier type related to this supplier, all will pick, but tax authority it will ignore. Instead of, if I select this particular pay group, then what will happen? So my agent has been already paid. So HP, Dell, and my withholding tax authority, all the three it will pick related to a specific currency, related to specific business unit. If you choose all business unit, then if you have a data role, it's well and good. Otherwise, select the specific business unit and sources and currency in real time possible. So now payment processing option I will go. Disbursement bank, it's not mandatory for our class. Next topic I want to use. That's why I selected. Payable document I selected. Payment process profile I selected. So if you don't want any stop, this is the first stop. This is the second stop. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this checkbox? So PPR, we can make only payments. We can't do refund. So I have one supplier having a credit memo minus $1,000. Credit memo minus $1,000. So I have an invoice. It is 800. If the checkbox not enable, system will ignore the credit memo. It will pay 800. 1000 we have to get the refund from our supplier separately. If the checkbox got enable, it will maximize your credit. So minus 800 plus 800, it will consider zero payment. Minus 200 still remain available. You want to keep entire 1000 as to be remain amount or minus 200 as a remaining amount. This will be decided by credit memo to the extent of invoice to be maximized or equivalent to zero payment or not. If you leave it as blank, so if the credit memo exceeds your standard invoice, system will ignore the credit memo. So this I will explain next topic through our with the stops. Now, if you enable, system will create the format file each PPR. If you are not enable, we are going to create a printout or like a EDI 2-3 print, I mean PPR 11 o'clock, one PPR, 1 o'clock, one PPR, 4 o'clock, one PPR. All the three, one instruction we can send it to the bank. In that circumstances, do not enable. So create a payment file for this request only, then you can enable. Multiple means uncheck and manually submit your process instead of. So now let me click on save and close. Template is ready. Now I'm going to run cash requirement report. Now I'm going to run cash requirement report. So now it is here. Click on this. Here itself, there is an option called submit cash requirement report. Business unit I selected because we selected all, na? So that's why. So template, it's mandatory for cash requirement report. As of today, summary no means detail. So whether unvalidated to be, it's a report, na? Unvalidated, unapproved, these are all to be included or not. Already one payment process are running, which is not completed. Those invoices selected, but which is not paid, whether it has to be included or not. Everything you can select yes or no and then submit. So now let me navigate to our scheduled process window. Scheduled process window. Scheduled process window. You can see that. So cash requirement report, it's running. So for my class, I associated my domestic kind of our pay group for all the three supplier, even agent, but the agent, there is no invoices are due. So withholding tax authority, Dell and HP, all the three, day by day, it will give a grouping possible. Output, I'm going to show you. Click on the default. If you want, you can download and then I can show you. So Dell supplier, HP supplier, withholding authority supplier, totally 1,68,951. 1,68,951. So let it be. Now, how to associate this template for our PPR? After the break, I will explain. We'll go for 15 minutes break. Payment process request with the help of template. Pavani completed, ma. Please check it out.
Yeah, sure, boss.
So with the template, without a stops, how to complete our payment process request. Let me share my screen. Before break, I just completed my cash requirement report. So the amount, you can say 1,68,000 without a stops. Like a 1,68,951. So now let me navigate to my application. Payments. Task panel. submit payment process request. So Bhaskaran, check PPR 1. Normally we will give date and time. Template not mandatory, but still I created, I'm going to associate. Ranking okay, today okay, check okay, our payment okay, all inherited. Either you can accept or overridden, no stops also. And then submit. Very easy when you complete your template for running your request. Manage payment request, it will show you initially what is the status. Installment got selected. Around 14. Around 14. It won't wait for our modification because we have not selected with respect to our stops. So now it will ready till formatting will come. Ready for print, submission for print, then it is called confirmed payment if it is check. Electronic, after instruction has been sent to the banker, then it becomes confirmed payment, formatted and ready for printing. Formatted and ready for printing. Printer and then 3 instruments it is going to take. But our participants, they are asking, hey Bhaskaran, fine, what is the amount? You said some 1,68,000, is it true? Or anything got extra, or based on the report whether came 168,951. How it has come, you can very well check it out. Each supplier, what is the amount, what is our instrument number, everything it is there. If you want, you can view our payment related to those invoices. And then let me go back. So action, we are agreed. Sir, I don't want to accept this payment. Then you can terminate that process possible. None of the instrument won't be lost. Ready for print, over. Next to one, submission for print. Next to one, submission for print. There is an action, task icon will come. The program is running in the backend. So submitted for printing. This is also last choice. Before completing your printing, now also you can terminate. Those 3 instruments will be saved. Once you complete your record print, that's all. Record print status got completed. It becomes confirmed payment. You can't terminate this process. You have to do void payment only possible. Printed and it becomes confirmed. And it becomes confirmed. Check it out. So this is how I just completed my check payment. Payment completed. Payment completed. Payments completed. So navigate to manage payments. Navigate to manage payments. Search for payment. So what all? So far we completed. You can all are paid. The latest one, you can say 9, 10, everything it is there. So let me click on this 1011. It is for HP payment. You can see that the type, it is not a quick or a manual or a refund. It is payment process request. It is completed through payment process request. Any questions related to check payment with the template without a stops? With the template without a stops. Nelmer? Himanshi?
No.
Thank you. The next topic I'm going to explain, very, very powerful. Almost all the companies are using in real time. That is called electronic funds transfer or electronic. In AP module, we have to get the format of EDI from the banker that has to be associated to our format disbursement via process profile. For our class, we are going to use Shift MT 100 or 150. Some companies are using like US NACHA generic, etc. So first step for like a electronic payment, whether it is a single payment or a request, first we have to create supplier bank account has to be created. It has to be added in the site level also. Any profile change requests are there, we have to wait till the approval has to be completed for supplier modification. Second, if you are associating more than one bank, then in the payment option, you can enable this checkbox supplier bank account override, otherwise optional. Payment process profile, I don't want to create, which is already there, Shift MT 100 for our class. Payable document optional for, because when we are making a payment to our particular supplier with check number will be captured. For electronic funds transfer or like a Google Pay or a Phone Pay, definitely we can't give our own sequence number. So that is why it's optional. The next one, so what are all that so far we set it for a Dell supplier, like a check is the default. Even now I'm going to change it to from check to electronic as a default. Then create an invoice, verify the payment method is electronic, validate, accounting, make a payment. So around 4 invoices I'm going to create. First invoice, I will do single payment. Other 3 invoice with the stops, how to do our payment process request, I'm going to explain. With the stops, without template. So let me go and do our first step for our Dell supplier, how to create our supplier bank account. Bank and branch can be creatable under FSM. Bank account can be creatable only. Internally means FSM. Supplier means supplier. Customer means customer. Go to procurement and supplier. Procurement and then supplier. So as for agenda, even I included many new topics also. No worry. So what are all the bold, which is not discussed with your top management? So today we are in 4th day. Enterprise structure over, payable invoice creation over. So today we are going to complete. So no electronic, no supplier account merge. So these are all I'm going to include, and then how to close overview I'm going to explain. So tomorrow, even though the tax is not included, so let me include a tax and then I will go to AR setup. Up to transactions we will go. Maybe up to this transaction we will try to do for AR. So we'll go as per this, but what are all possible based on the time, I can include many topics also possible. So now I will move on to our application. So manage supplier. Manage supplier. Edit supplier. Edit supplier. Navigate to supplier profile. Navigate to supplier profile under payments tab. With respect to bank account, I'm going to create a supplier first. Supplier bank account first. See, listen, this is called add. This is called create. Select the country. And then account number. For a class, I can give you SUP123. Bank, I can use the existing. I can use the existing. Account name, I can give the same. It is checking. Associated to Dell. Let it be today's date. And then save and close. Now it has been concluded for our. It is completed for our Profile level. Profile level. Now I will navigate to site level. This time I'm not going to create. I'm going to add. I'm going to add. Under site assignment. Sorry, payments. Go to our bank account. First step, I will change it from check to electronic first. Electronic first. Second, I'm going to add the bank account which I associated in the previous profile level. Now on 7 close. 4 invoice, I'm going to create one for single payment, remaining and all like a process request. So payable and then invoices. Task panel, create invoice. Select my Dell because for this supplier only we have a supplier bank account. EFT 001, you can say like 12,100. So 12,100. Action validate. Action validate. Action manage installments. You can see that electronic with the supplier bank account. If you want to override, possible. Condition if you associate more than one. How to make a payment? So let me click on pay in full. Pay in full always quick. So I'm going to select shift empty 100. Shift empty 100 and then submit. So now it becomes fully paid. Fully paid. Navigate to our scheduled process. Navigate to our scheduled process. Now the format file it's ready. Previously we used for check payment standard check format. Now we are utilizing it for electronic shift empty 100. What is the format? What is the amount? 12,100. 12,100. $12,100. Comma for decimal. Cents for only 10. This is our shift empty party. Shift empty 100 format. EDI format. So likewise, if you give more than one supplier information to your banker, if they are providing this format, they will load and make a initiate. So what it is got reduced in our books of record. Similarly, that initiation of the payment will be done by banker behalf of us to our respective supplier. Now I'm going to create 3 more invoices for electronic payment through PPR. Electronic payment through PPR. So now Bhaskaran EFT 002, it is 13,100. 13,100. Just validate. Create next. And then Dell supplier 14,100. Same amount, it will give some message and then you have to click 2 times, thrice, etc. So that's the reason I'm just typing exactly some difference amount and then action validate. Create next. Dell supplier. Dell supplier. EFT 004. 15,100. Now all are ready. Today itself due date. Today itself due date because it's an immediate payment. Validate. Save and close. Without a template, with the stops, how to do our payment process request, I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you now task panel and then submit payment process record straight away. EFT, PPR1. Go to selection criteria, electronic, only one supplier, payment option, select the bank, shift empty 100. I want first and second proposed. File, if you want manually also I can create. How to create manually I will show you. That's why I unchecked here and then submit. Manage payment process request. It is initially, you can say that selection of invoice. It will wait for my action. It will wait for the user action. Why? Because we enable first stop, review installment. Review installment. All the three it's selected, but now it is not gone to till formatting because of the first stop. It's come to our action. So all the three invoices it's ready. My management says remove the third invoice. Number 4. Change the amount to 6,900. Payment amount to 6,900. So likewise, any modification of your partial amount or any modification of removal, any installment, it's not due whether you want to bring it. So in that circumstances, the first stop always very useful. Now save and then submit. It will recalculate our due. It will recalculate our PPR amount. Initially, it was like, 3 invoices. Now it is reduced to 2. Now, proposed payment, because we have not created more than one bank account for the respective supplier. So now, proposed pending review, payment review. Pending proposed payment review. If you are creating more than one bank remit account, you can choose here. Otherwise, waste. So now click on resume payment. So now it is waiting for my instruction has to be sent to the bank because we have not selected the request itself. It has to create our. So now I'm going to either a check payment means you can click on create printed file. So 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock. Together, you can create one advice or one instruction or one printout for a check. So similarly, create electronic payment file. There is an instruction. Disbursement bank to be selected properly. Currency properly has to be selected. Business unit to be selected properly. Legal entity, it's an optional. And then process profile, shift empty 100. Request my number tab. So together, if you leave it as blank, so for this format, how many bank things are ready? All will be sent to your bank immediately. Transmit now, yes, and then submit. So instead of the system automatically completing our respective instruction, so now we have taken it as a manually. So now I will go to manage payment process request and then pasted it. Initially, it is like, selection. After that, you can say pending, proposed payment, and then waiting. Now we can say confirmed payment. Now we can say it is confirmed payment. It is confirmed payment. Payment got completed. This is how electronic payment. So supplier, bank account, it's mandatory. So the next topic I'm going to explain, it is called supplier account merge. Supplier account merge. First of all, what is supplier account merge? So either amalgamation, A and B created a AB company. Both are supplier for me. So we can merge. Instead of PVT Limited, PRIVATE Limited, duplication of supplier creation. If you want to merge, possible. So like, Mahendra, it is absorbed like a SIFI, like, Satyam. You can say like, Tech Mahendra. Likewise, amalgamation, absorption or duplicating of record we can do. But only one minus point related to your supplier merge. It is irreversible. Even Oracle says there is a two type of like, merging can be done. Supplier level merging, it's not. Supplier site level only merging is allowed. So best method, you can say copy site. So for example, in this case, the target supplier, you can see the target supplier, you can see Dell, you have a 3 site example. The total 90,000. All the 3, if you total, you will get 90,000. If you do method number 1, that New Jersey, it will add it to the existing site. That is called copy from X site to Y site. But tomorrow wrongly selected means irreversible. Irreversible, I told you. Copy site means it will go like a fourth. It will go like a fourth site here. Like, New Jersey, new. Another 30 will come. This becomes 120. Now this site will be removed, and then still that particular supplier and the other site, San Francisco, become active. Even a one supplier, only one sites are there, that is got merged. Then supplier itself, it is inactive. So we can do like a merging. Only Bhaskaran, duplicate names are there. There is no bills are there. So none. Only unpaid I want to merge. Not only unpaid, even transaction receipts, everything are payments, everything I want to do. Even purchase order also I want to bring. Likewise, none with the open purchase order, unpaid with the open purchase order, all with the open purchase order. Likewise, many method of your merging, which is very well available here. Very well available here. So how to do this topic? For my class, I want to do it from agent has to be merged to Dell supplier. So let me click on first our agent supplier. Manage supplier. I can say A00. Now you can see that agent supplier, there is no inactive. HP or a Dell supplier. If you see that, so we have one address and one site only at the moment. Now I'm going to show you merge supplier. So who is the from? So from is nothing but our agent, which is the site. 2, Dell is the site. If you are not enable copy, then which site that balances has to be merged here. If I select that supplier site, it becomes to the 2 supplier site, it becomes grade off. So totally 6 options just now I explained. So only unpaid invoices I want to bring. I don't have any purchase order. So when I click on submit, this action is irreversible. Maybe the bill name, it is in agent. Year after it will show as a Dell. Is it fine? Everything, if you are okay, then click on yes. Otherwise, click on no. The program, it will run in the backend. Either you can find out from here, or you can go to your scheduled process window. You can go and check it out in the scheduled process window. This process, what will happen? Agent, if I have more than one site, still other site and the supplier becomes active. If the agent we have only one side, that is also like a pay side, when it becomes like, merged, then supplier also inactive. Supplier also inactive. So supplier also inactive. Right. So let me go to my manage supplier. Search for supplier. So it is inactive. Now I can go to Dell supplier. Go to your address or site. Now two sites are very well available. Very well available. Agent as well as New York. So this is how I just concluded. So hereafter, no more invoices related to agent. All invoices available in our Dell. So last topic for our today's session, closing of our period. Today I'm going to send you these documents. So tomorrow agenda. Today, so we completed in the afternoon bill payable, third party, refund, prepayment, stop initiated, reissue, void, cash requirement report with the help of template, PPR with the template without stops related to check payment, and then supplier bank account, EFT with the stops without template for electronic. And then supplier merge over. So now I'm going to give you like, close AP period. For that, very important or a white paper given by Oracle for closing all the modules. What will be the prerequisite? What will be the prerequisite? Right. So module wise with an hyperlink capability, this document release 13 given by Oracle. So if I click here, it will show you like, period close, what are all the dependencies, each module, how we have to do. Now I'm in payable. If I click, it will goes to here. So is there any importing of files are missing? Is there you are using a bills payable? So to take a backup related to invoice register and payment register. And then, so how to do your BRS and other reconciliation activity. And then if you are doing a create accounting, if you are using a final post journal entries to GL through Subledger, if you are using a multi-period, those programs and all has to be completed before closing the period. Likewise, all we have to do. When we are going to close the period, unfortunately, one particular invoice, it is in like, kind of like, holes. The top management says we can't release this hold because so it's a kind of some higher level disputes. So when even one single invoice, if it is unaccounted, which is not transferred to GL, we can't close our AP period. That is why Oracle, they have given one of the information called like, sweeping transaction to the next open period. Next open period. That is possible. That is possible. So in that circumstances, if you want to do that, you can use payable unaccounted transaction and sweep. So normally before closing the period, so what are all the steps we can educate to our end user, ensure all are validated. Still, is there any needs revalidation? Is it possible to rectify? If not, we can sweep it to the next month. All are ready, we can do our create accounting and transfer to GL. If any final transactions are there, post journal entries to GL. Pushing the information from like our Oracle database to S-based database between payable to risk general ledger reconciliation has to be concluded. If there is no discrepancies, then we can close our period. If there is no discrepancies, we can close our period. So this is how normally we will do. If you are using multi-period, it has to be included. If you are using like, so multi-period accounting, and then so bills payable, update, maturity, so these are all. So we have to taken care of before closing our period. Then finally, we have to close our period. Before closing the period, Oracle, they have given for a backup purpose, we can take some seeded reports. We can take some seeded reports such as payable invoice register, payable payment register, invoice aging register. So these are all we can very well run and take a backup, very well possible. Scheduled process. Tomorrow, first in the morning, I'm going to cover transaction tax first. With one rule modification, I will explain. So sales tax is very easy. So I can explain value added tax. So this is how, so what all you are going to paste here through the parameter, we can take some backups. So similarly, so payment register, so bucket, aging bucket. So less than 30 days, what all we supposed to pay to our supplier, all supplier, specific supplier, transaction, invoice type wise, likewise we can do. If we are unable to close the period, what all the exceptions are there? This can be run either in payable or we can go to our GL and we can find out. So navigate to your GL. This is not available in EBS. This feature very much available in our Fusion. Same methodology followed for any module. So GL Wala can decide what all the discrepancies are, what all it is dropped, what all unaccounted, what all which is not transferred to GL. We can very well find out from GL itself outstanding subledger transactions with respect to which module. And then refresh, it will give you the exclamatory. If I say unaccounted, there is a list with what all the payment I did today, all are unaccounted, including refund. Similarly, so if instead of individual, you can run like, submit subledger period close exception report for like, report level also possible. Even we can run a create accounting. No need to go to payable and run. Here itself we can run. So these are all a speciality of before closing the period and running a reports. And then sweep, copy this and then run this. Sweep means we can push it to, I told you, we can push it to the next open period, but audit query will come, but the feature is there. Otherwise, rectify the hold and place the hold before making the payment. Accounting has to be completed. Payment has to be started. Even accounting also prevented, then we are unable to close our period. So these are all Oracle they have given. Sweep it to which period. So February or what. Likewise, we can very well do. This is very, very tough cases or worst cases. We can do that. So this is how I completed our AP part without approval, without transaction tax. Is there any questions related to our payable topics? So participant, you can leave now. Any issues, you can mail me or message me. Recording will be uploadable in a couple of minutes once that downloading has been completed. We can meet tomorrow exactly 9:45. If you want to come early, please message me or mail me. So is there any questions related to today?
So that document you'll be sending us, right? Regarding that lab you have mentioned. Lab.
Immediately I will send now.
All right.
Immediately. Wait a minute. Working board and that closing period. Those two I will send you immediately. What else?
Oh, that's it.
Because payable board has been sent. Checklist file has been already sent. Correct? Abhijan?
Yes, we have that.
Correct. correct. Wait a minute. Is there anything pending also? You can tell me, Raja. No problem. Will be taken care of. Even interview question, model examination dumps, all I will give you on 3rd February. Okay. The accounting and then period close. Accounting, period close, and our working board. All the 3 will be given to you today. Clear? Please download this and then received.
Not yet.
Nelmer, examination questions itself, I'm going to send it to your management tomorrow evening. So no test on Friday. Either a Monday or Tuesday, you may get a mail from your PwC. Clear? So definitely, so because you have a time on Saturday, Sunday, right? So then you can write an examination on Monday. It will be easy for you. So definitely exam, it's not tomorrow. Clear? Thank you. What else? Chaman, in the same folder, same drive only, what I have given on Monday, right? In that 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be there. If you want, I can share my folder. I will show you. Those who are given like a personal mail, can you see that? In that recording, same folder, what is the link your trainer is given? All recording which is available. Today, 2 recording also will be uploadable. Chaman, clear? Pavani?
Clear. Thank you.
What else? Thank you very much. We'll take a leave. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor.